everybody, and welcome back to Quick Review Thursday. I'm your host, Jonathan Moody, and I have a guest who's done a few of the shows before, but this is our first Quick Review Thursday. Please welcome MeeChee Hazen. How are you doing, MeeChee?
Hi, everybody. I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing fantastic. So I picked this movie. You said you've seen it before. I
Yes.
hadn't. The movie is Blood Creek, directed by one of my favorite directors because I absolutely adore The Lost Boys, Joel Schumacher. And it's weird. I've heard of this movie. Like I've seen um, I've seen a little bit of like the cover or something. Like I know the name Blood Creek, which I feel is such a terrible title for such a great movie. Like I feel like it's such a generic title for such a fantastic movie. No wonder like not many people had heard of this movie, I don't think. Like I don't think I've seen many people talk about it. Um and so Joel Schumacher, written by I'm going to butcher his name, David Kajganich. Now, David Kajganich also did the screenplay for the Suspiria remake. And he did The Invasion, which was like the Invasion of the Body Snatchers movie that Nicole Kidman was in. And so he's done a few things. I think he's got a couple films up on the upcoming. And it stars, of course, Henry Cavill. Is that how you Cavill? Cavill?
I
Cavill?
was saying Cavill.
Cavill. That's what I'll. You know what? Until one of the Superman fans correct me. So if you know his the way he says his name, please let us know.
And if you
If
don't watch Man of Steel, he's also The Witcher.
he's also The Witcher, that's true. So Dominick Purcell, who has been in a ton of stuff, Prison Break, Killer Elite, Blade Trinity, just to name a few. Emma Booth, who I was not aware of, but she did a great job. Apparently, she's in Once Upon a Time. So that's why I'm not aware of her.
She's also in Glitch. I watched that show.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of it. Is it good?
It's really good. It's really good. It's Australian based.
Okay.
We can talk about that later.
Is she Australian?
She is. She was born in Perth, Australia.
Okay. And then Michael Fassbender. I want to say that's how you say his name. Yeah, it's got to be Fassbender. Which is really funny because I don't know, because this was made in 2009. I don't think he was as big of a star then that he is now in 2021. I mean, he was in Inglourious Bastards. I think that was his other big claim to fame, and that was about the same year as Blood Creek. And then he kind of went on to do like Jonah Hex. He was in that, and obviously later to play Magneto in the X-Men movies, the young Magneto. Which I mean, he's fucking brilliant in those. And so he was brilliant in this too. I mean, I feel like when it became him like resurrected, it was kind of like I felt like they could have put anybody in there,
Yeah.
like he didn't really bring anything extraordinary to that character. I mean, might be a little off on saying that, but I felt like he was okay in that, but I love Henry. He just did a fantastic job in this movie. Like he was by far my favorite. He grew as an character. There's one point where he just didn't want to shoot anybody. He didn't want to hurt anything. Right?
So innocent.
So innocent. And then by the end of it, he had to do. He had to like try to sacrifice himself, and do a lot. So I really enjoyed it. What did you think?
I loved it. It was like you said, the character development that that Henry had. What is his name? And then wasn't Vic? Vic was his brother. Evan.
Evan.
So Evan was a huge character build between the beginning and the ending, and I love that. I love the actors. I loved the use of the light and shadow.
Mm-hmm.
So I really, really loved that. So I was like, wow, how could I have missed this when I watched it the first time? But I
I don't
really paid
know.
attention to it.
I think I want to like. It's definitely a movie I'm gonna watch more than once.
Mhm.
I think I'll pick up more stuff the second go around than I did the first time, like you said. Uh, but uh, so I am not a fan of like animals getting killed or
No.
dogs getting killed or whatever. But the only thing I do or that I condone in these movies is if the dog is, going to attack like the hero, the main,
Hmm.
the good guys or whatever.
Hmm.
So if the dog's attacking and trying to kill, I'm okay with it. Cujo's my prime example because Cujo, I've always always felt bad for that dog,
Yeah.
because he has rabies, he should be put down and
Yeah.
everything. And he's just on borrowed time at that particular moment. So if he gets killed, I kind of rooting for him to die, in a way.
Yeah. Yeah. Just
In
like end
this
of misery.
in this situation, it was sort of sad to see, and spoilers are going to be using this, but there's a dog that gets like killed pretty badly by Dominick
Yes.
Purcell's character. What do you say his name was Vic?
Hmm.
Um, because and that goes to show because Evan was the one who was getting attacked, I believe, if I'm correct,
Yes. Hmm.
and he was, not able to defend himself or whatever, or he didn't want to defend himself. And you see Vic as the guy who's like, I'm gonna fucking kill whatever gets in our way, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that shows that character and how different the two of them are. So it sets that apart. The other thing I didn't like was the horse getting killed and whatever.
Oh my gosh, that shocked me. I was like, oh my goodness, if swing. I was like,
I know it was pretty badass, but it was like
yeah.
it just was sad. Um, and then um, and then he brought the horse back to life. You know,
Hmm. That
to
was that was pretty cool.
that was crazy. And especially when the horse goes to attack in the house and everything, it was just like, this was okay. So this is what, okay. I always talk about low budget independent horror films that don't have the budget to do the really cool shit.
Hmm.
They'll try, but you can tell they just don't have the budget. This movie is exactly like the independent movies sort of like would love to be, you know.
Hmm.
I'll take for example the scene with the horse coming into the cabin house,
Hmm.
uh,
Yeah.
like that scene and the idea of raising this dead, this dead Nazi, bringing him back to life. Those are always, and how badass is it, right? Like that's what you think is like, how badass would this scene be? Like, as an indie film producer, you go, it would be a cool. All right, we'll have this Nazi that comes back to life, and then it looks like crap, and it doesn't, because they just don't have the budget.
Hmm.
This movie just blew me out of the water for that. I don't know. I forgot who produced it exactly. I know Universal put it out. So I think
Lionsgate.
Lionsgate.
Yeah. It was
Okay,
Lionsgate in association with somebody else. But when I saw Lionsgate, I was like, wow.
I know Universal, like I believe, was the company. Universal
Hmm.
Pictures was the company that distributed it. So I don't think they produced it. So Lionsgate
Yeah.
probably produced it.
Yeah.
Which is interesting that they could get. I mean, I don't know. He was already Superman, wasn't he, or was he not by then?
Wow. Good question.
Um,
Um.
no, he wasn't. He wasn't Superman until 2013. So
Okay.
I guess he wasn't that big of a star yet, which makes me. I mean, I'm not surprised now
Hmm.
because this movie he definitely wouldn't do now. You
Okay.
know,
Yeah. Because I'm like looking at his history here, and it's like they're all in the teens, really.
right?
Oh.
Like his teen like big hits. You know,
He was in Stardust.
I guess. Yeah,
He
he's been
was
in a lot of stuff.
wow.
He's been in a lot more
Hellraiser.
stuff than
Yeah.
than people realize. But so like I said, uh this is not a movie he would have done now, I don't believe. Unless he felt comfortable, with doing this. But there's the problem is it's very B movie,
Mm-hmm.
but done
Yeah.
very well, you know.
Yeah. It's a lot of I don't think he would be doing as much gore
Mm-hmm.
now,
Oh my god,
compared to
the gore. Let's talk about that real quick.
okay.
The scene, my favorite scene in the whole movie was them attacking him with the stuff and like
Barbed wire.
the barbed wire and cutting off his neck. Oh my god, that gore and that blood and everything. I was just like, this is what like B movies want.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Mm-hmm.
what they strive for. And they did it so well. Like it's a B movie done by an A director.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
The graphics, the commitment, I want to say, to that
yeah,
scene was amazing.
I know. Michael Fassbender, just like, everything just, it was so amazing. I just absolutely adore that movie
Mm-hmm.
for that. I think the whole movie itself was just this like crazy fucking, movie, like period. Like it's just, like I was so surprised by it, and I loved it. Like I absolutely adored this movie. I would definitely watch it way more than once, and I now kind of want, if I see it on Blu-ray at some point, I'll buy
Mm-hmm.
it. Because I think I saw it, and just the name Blood Creek just doesn't, like, that's why I picked it, sort of. Well, no, I picked it because it had an amazing cast. When I saw it, I was like, wait. So, because Michael Fassbender's also been in another horror film called Eden Lake, and I was looking at that one too.
Cool.
And
That sounds
Eden,
interesting.
yeah, I'm definitely, maybe I'll do that next year, for quick review Thursday. Maybe I'll have you come back for that one next year. But no, it basically, Eden Lake, I believe, was like a couple that have to deal with like teenagers who,
Okay.
whatever, attack them and stuff. Like, but I saw this and I was like, okay, Henry Cavill, um, Michael Fassbender, Dominick Purcell. I mean, you can't get a better cast than that right there. Those three guys. Those three
Yeah.
guys are like powerhouses right now.
They brought intensity to each scene,
Yeah, exactly. Especially, I kind of felt bad for Henry because his character Evan just didn't have a clue what the fuck was going on.
No,
And
he
the
did.
whole time he's just like, "Come
You just
on!"
tell me what's going on.
And on top of that, he was like, I felt like he just wanted to go home. He was like, "Is this
Oh,
even worth all of this?"
yeah, I know, right?
It was
Until
so
his brother showed him, this is what happened to me.
right.
This is what I've been going through. And then he was like, whoa.
Yep.
But Emma Booth, she was pretty good too.
She was, and the grandma. Oh my goodness, I loved her.
Yes.
I adored her. I don't know who.
The little part that she did,
Her name is Joy McBrien, and
what else was she in?
Jack the Giant Slayer.
Oh,
Let's see. Hatfields and McCoys was. I wonder if this was filmed. I think they said this was filmed in Romania. So I wonder if she was a Romanian, or Hatfields and McCoys. I think that might be Australian or something. I'm not sure.
huh.
So I don't know. Book of Blood was another one that she was in. So I mean, she's been in some stuff. I kind of feel bad because there's no date of birth or anything, or date of potential, like she hasn't been in anything since like 2017, I think. So I'm like a
I don't
little
see anything. Yeah.
wonder about her. I hope she's okay and still making movies. She's a little older.
But I liked her character. How
I loved her. I adored everybody in this movie, and
Yeah, I didn't not like anybody.
yeah.
And I even understood the father's point of view, of why he was doing this. And then when the whole picture came to light as to what was going on, it was like, wow, I
Well,
want more. I need closure.
well, this is your kind of your typical horror clichéic. We're going to do a ritual and bring back somebody from the dead,
Mm-hmm.
kind of movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, this is a very B movie trope. You know, I've seen it a million times in different movies. I've actually written stuff like this, similar to this. So when I was watching it, I was thinking of the scripts I've written and
Mm-hmm.
how they've done it better than I could ever do it. Because what they did was they made you care about the characters. You made you care about Evan. They made you, even Vic, who's an asshole, you care about him. You
Yeah.
want him to survive. You feel bad for because they come into this whole thing trying to get revenge and trying to find I forgot who it was that they were trying to find. Weren't they? It wasn't they like they were like, where is he? Was
They were
it
trying to find the Nazi
okay?
because that
So
was the one that was torturing Vic.
oh yeah. So that
Yeah.
was yeah. So that was like the whole time they were trying to find him, and like just shit, just went crazy, the whole time.
Yeah. And then once he was gone, I was like, or out, I was like, well, shit's gonna hit the fan.
Yep.
And it did.
Yes, it did, and it was great. Like I would not trade watching this movie again for like anything. Like I would definitely put this. I don't know. This is one of my favorite movies now out. And everything. I'm surprised it's on Tubi. I mean, it's once
Yeah.
again. I think it didn't. It kind of fell off the wayside. Like I've seen it on DVD or something, at like Second and Charles or whatever. I never thought to buy it because I was like, Blood Creek just sounds kind of boring,
That's why I watched it, because of the cover, and because of the title. So
Really?
that's how I choose the movies, my B
So
rated
you
movies.
like the title Blood Creek? I think it's boring.
Oh, I never said
Sadly.
I liked the title. I said I chose it because of the title and
Oh,
and the cover, So
well, it's
that's
definitely
how I
a
choose.
horror movie, or whatever.
Yeah, go. Yeah. Um, would it really be a horror movie, or would it be more of a gore,
Thriller?
gore thriller,
I don't know, because
supernatural
like
thriller?
they supernatural thriller. I guess you can call it that. I call it a horror film. It's got horror aspects to
Yeah,
the whole
it
thing.
would, because the horror of, what do you call it? Bringing back to life.
I'm not gonna lie, it scared the shit out of me at times. I mean, not to like it didn't scare me like I want to turn this off and like run and hide, but it scared me like as in I had no idea like what was gonna happen next.
Mm-hmm,
Like
mm-hmm.
it definitely had that psychological or not psychological, but kind of supernatural thriller kind of aspect of like just like kind of Hitchcock kind of thing where suspense, like you had no idea
Yeah.
what was going to happen next. So
Mm-hmm.
like you hear, oh, this guy can't get in because he's warded off and everything, so they think they're safe, and the guy's just one step behind them is like, let me
Yep.
just get this, make this, kill this horse, bring him back to life, and make him possess him and make him attack, which I mean was crazy as hell. That was like, once again, that was one of my favorite scenes. There's a lot of great scenes in this movie.
There really was. There really was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all in all, I really enjoyed it. Highly, highly recommend it. If you're on Tubi and you're looking for something that's sort of that you might not have heard of,
Mm-hmm.
or you're wondering if this would actually be well acted and well directed, all of that, well
Oh yeah.
directed, well acted, well written. I didn't find any like problems with the storyline.
I didn't either.
Yeah, I mean the whole
Well,
time
the
I was
end. I did find a problem.
oh
The ending. Remember the whole thing about why the Nazi was there and what he found and what he needed to do the rituals and stuff like that,
right.
right? and how he would. The family said how he can die. Remember that?
Yeah.
The only way that he can die is by doing what they did.
Right.
I don't want to give any things away,
Well,
but
yeah,
then, huh?
You can. I mean, it's
Okay,
fine.
he dies by his own blood,
Right.
blood of his family,
He
right?
gets poisoned by his own blood.
Right. They said that's the only way he can die. He was still in the process of dying when Vic killed him off. So he didn't die by the poisoning of his family's blood. He died by Vic's hand.
True.
So that's how Vic at the end.
I think people would argue just that when he was dying from that. So that was their way to actually like cut his head off and stuff, or whatever.
I was just trying to.
I mean, I'm just
the fact
wondering, like most people, I'm sorry, but if you cut that guy's head off, period, you just chop his head off, I mean, even if he's still alive, he ain't gonna be doing much, or whatever. Like you just to pull a Monty Python and the Holy Grail and just cut off every bit of his body, like his arm, his legs, and everything. He ain't gonna be doing anything. Like you can, and then put him into a little, like, you chopped him up, put him in a little thing, shove him down a blender or something, like a grinder, and I swear to God, there's no way he could be like, I've got like one finger that can still come and get you. You know what I mean? Like,
but that's what his whole thing was, though.
Right. Well,
what do you call it? Living forever. The resurrection.
Right. So but once he's dead, once he's kind of chopped up in little pieces, then what? He can't really do too much.
Goes on.
I mean, he's still, the worst part would be is if he was like chopped up in little pieces, couldn't do anything, but yet he was still alive, for the rest of his life.
What I'm saying. He just kind of, I thought he jumped into Vic at the end. That's why Vic had that. Because, because the whole ceremony and the ritual and everything was to find eternal life.
Oh.
Eternal life was being able to resurrect your own soul into somebody else.
Maybe.
So that's why he didn't really die, because he died. His end was with Vic, not by the death of his family's blood.
Oh, all right.
So that's why I was wanting a closure. It's like, I want Vic and Evan to meet up in the end,
Right.
Oh no, I have to kill my brother because he is the reincarnation.
Well, yeah, because at the end, Evan is on a path or whatever to stop all these other rituals, I guess, or whatever, which was not a cool idea for like a Blood Creek 2, him going around. Maybe they could have brought back Dominick Purcell's character or whatever as Vic as that character. You know what I mean? Like, that would have been cool, but I get it. I get it. Like they didn't show that. They didn't show the two of them talking.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's why I was trying to like justify his death and Vic's concentration onto the rune at the end.
Right.
So
definitely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. This was wonderful. This is a great topic. I absolutely adored this movie, and thank you once again.
I did too.
For coming on. I definitely want to watch this again at some point, but I don't have a million other things to watch. So thank you so much, and we'll definitely have you back for more shows, because like we've got plenty of them for you to do. So there you go.
Yeah, definitely. I'm here for you. Thanks for having me.
All right, thank you, and thanks everybody for watching, and join us in 2 weeks for Paul's Quick Review Thursday. Bye.
Bye.